Hello my friends, welcome back to Bazen Graphics. So what you are seeing right now is what we shall be creating at the end of this video. We shall be creating a lid or cover of our cup. So let's begin. So this is the cup that we are going to be using. If you want to know how we created this cup, it is in our previous video. This is day 10, it's in day 9. So please, if you want to know how to create this cup, please go back to day 9, and after that you can come and watch also this video so that you can be at the same level with us. So what we're going to first create is the cover, the one we want to put on top here. So we shall first create a circle. But before we create a circle, I want us to know something. Now this lid is supposed to be on top of our cup. So it means our cursor has to be in the center here on top of our cup. What do I mean? So let's first select the cursor here and move the cursor on the side as you are seeing in this video. So for example, if I create here a cube, let's create a cube. You can see it's going to be created along with our cursor. Where the cursor is where our object or new objects are going to be created and positioned. So that's what I mean. So it means our cursor here, since we want our circle to be on top of our cup, it has to be in the center here. So let's create one. So now let's first delete our cube here and come to our cup. Let's bring our cup and let's first rename it here. Yeah, it's called the cup here. It's already called the cup here. So what we are going to do is first we are going to go to the edit mode by clicking tab on the keyboard, and we are going to select edges by clicking 2 on the keyboard, and to help us select an edge here and an edge here. And then we are going to use the quick action to bring edge loops. Remember, if you don't know how to get edge loops in the quick actions, put them in the quick actions, just come to select here and you got select loops and edge loops, and we have selected the edges that look like the one that we selected singularly, and here it has selected a ring for us or a loop. So now we are going to bring our cursor in the center here by clicking Shift S, and we snap it cursor to selected. As you can see, our cursor has been put in the center. So right now, if we go back to our tab and we come back to our object mode, then we can see that our cursor is in the center. So now we are going to be creating a circle. So Shift A, bring options, mesh, and we're going to create a circle. Now, as you can see, the circle has been put around or on top of our cup. This is what we wanted. So we are going to at least increase the the scale. We're going to view it from the top. Let's view it from the top, and we increase the scale S. Increase it along the XY axis, Shift Z, and we are increasing the scale. As you can see, I think that's enough there. Yeah. So let's go back to our 3D, and we are going to push it a little bit up because it is a cover. Z, we're going to click on G, Z axis, and we are going to push it a little bit up. Yeah. So I think there is good for us. So this is our circle we have created. It has no face. In case you want to put a face, you just have to click letter F in edit mode. You have to click letter F in edit mode, and it will fill it with a face. But we don't want a face for us for now. All right. So now we are going to create. You see at the bottom here, this is the image. This is the image we are using. This is the image we are using to create our cover. So we want to create this here, the height here. So what we are going to do is, since our circle is selected, we are going to use a tool called extrude by clicking letter E on our keyboard, and then we are going to extrude it along the Z axis. So now, as you can see, we are going to extrude it around, I think around there. So now this one has created for us the first extrusion. So we have created it, we have extruded it along the Z axis, sorry. So we are also going to create another extra one, extrude it along the Z axis. Yep, that one is enough. That one is enough. Yep, that one is enough. So now you see we are coming. So if we zoom out zoom out, you can see it that our cover is coming out slowly by slowly. So right now, what we are going to do next, we are going to add a ring here, a ring around here, because we want to create that curve. You see our image here, there's a curve which has these strokes here. Yeah, there's a curve that is going inside. So that's what we want to create. So how are we going to create it? We are going to create it around here. So how do we create it? By adding another ring or other edges. So we are going to use a tool called loop cut. We're going to use a tool called loop cut. Select it, and we come here, and it will create for us a loop. As you can see perfectly, it has created for us a loop, and as you can see, that's what we needed. So what we are going to do is we are going to push it inside. We are going to scale it inside so that it can create our curve. So what we are going to do is we are going to select the edge here, Q, edge loops, and we're going to scale it along the XY axis and push inside. I think that's perfect. I think that's perfect. Yep. That is perfect. That is perfect. Now here we have created our curve. As you can see, we have created our curve here. Yep, it's looking all nice. So what's next? I'm going to straighten it along the y-axis, and we are going to target this part here in the middle here. So why am I targeting this part? Is because I want us to add these sections here, or these strokes. I can call them the strokes which are around our lead or cover. So how are we going to do it? Now we have to create our stroke here. Yeah, we have to create it along there. So how are we going to do it? We are going to subdivide our loop that we have just created. This one here, Q, edge loops, we are going to subdivide it. How do we subdivide it? I want you to see this thing straight. So we are going to right click after selecting the whole loop, right click, subdivide. As we subdivide, they are creating more vertices. What do I mean? So if I select like vertices here, number 1 on a keyboard, you can see that they are small vertices being added. Let's subdivide it more. You can see there are more being added. Let's subdivide it more. There are more being added. So if for example, I deselect it, you can see that we have added more vertices and edges. Hope you understand. So what we are going to do is we are going to now create our strokes. These strokes you see here down here. So how are we going to do it? We are going to select one of the vertex here. We select another vertex here. We select another vertex here. So we want to create a face between these vertices. We shall click letter F on the keyboard, and it has created our face with these 3 vertices that we have selected. We also want to create it also this side here. We are going to select this vertex. We select this vertex. We also select this vertex and click F on our keyboard, and it creates for us our stroke. So it has created for us our stroke. So the next thing is we want to edit this thing independently. So how do we do it? We create one. How do we edit it independently? Is by separating it from this whole thing. So how do we separate it? We are going to select this face. So selecting faces, click number 3. Then we are going to select this face. We also select this face. So we have selected both faces. We want to remove them from this circle. We are going to click P, letter P on the keyboard, and we are going to select this option, selection. And as you can see on the right top, they have already created our independent stroke. So if I can, our independent stroke is here at the lower button here. So if I click the icon, you can see that it is already separated. So we can even rename it and we call it stroke. So we have already created our stroke. Now, if we go back to the object mode, you can see We have already separated it here. So now here we want to make it smooth here on top, because I know these strokes are somehow smooth. Here on top here, we want to make it smooth. We are going to use bevel, the bevel option. Yeah, all these things are in the previous video. Please, you can go back and watch it for you to understand it. So let's select it, go to edit mode, and we are going to select an edge by clicking number 2 on the keyboard. Number 2 on the keyboard. Let's go back, let's go to edit mode, number 2 on the keyboard, and we are going to select an edge, this front edge, and we're going to click the bevel option here, and we can play around with it. We are going to play around with it around there. Then we are going to scroll on our mouse, and we are going to make this smooth top. So if we go back to the object mode, you can see that it's already smooth, and we have created our one stroke. So now, since we have created our one stroke, as you can see, it's coming out, our cover is coming out. So what we are going to be doing is we are going to multiply it or make more strokes, because as you can see, they are all around the lid. So one of the ways you can do, you can copy and paste, then you move until you finish, but that's not how we do things. We want to make things simple. So what we are going to do is we are going to multiply it using a modifier. Now this is where modifiers come in, a modifier called an array modifier. So this array modifier is going to help us multiply it. But first, let's center the pivot point or the anchor point or the middle part of this stroke at the center of the stroke. So we're going to right click and we set origin to center of mass. As you can see now, the yellow button or the yellow thing is in the middle of our stroke. So make sure you have to put it in the middle, because it will help you when you are doing multiplication or when you're making more copies. So like now, I said let's go to our modifier. Now on our modifier, this option here on the right, there's this cut tool here which looks like a handle. So when you click on it, to bring for you options of modifiers, click add modifier, go to generate, and select array modifier. So when you select the array modifier, it has already created 2, because by default they put 2. So now we are going to be creating many. So count, we shall say we need, because now there are 2. Now we shall say we need, let's say 25. You can see that they have created more 25. Then we shall say along the x-axis, this red one, we want the distance between these strokes to be 5. So let's put 5, and you can see that they have spaced our strokes. So now, since we have made our strokes using the array modifier, we have to make sure that these strokes go around our what? Go around our cover or our lid. So how do we do it? Now, the best way to do it is create something on which these strokes will attach themselves to. What do I mean? So now we are going to create what we call a curve. We're going to create what we call a curve on which these strokes will tie themselves onto, and they become circular. So we are going to come and shift A. We are not going to create a mesh. We are going to go to a curve, and we're going to create a circle curve. So when we create a circle curve, as you can see, they have created it around the top of our cup, because our cursor is in the center. Make sure this cursor is in the center. Yep. So they have made it around our cup. Now, what we are going to do is that we are going to attach these strokes onto this curve. Hope you understand. So what are we going to do? Let's first rename it and call it ring. We are going to call it a ring. So we are going to attach these ones to a ring. So how are we going to do it? We are going to go to our stroke, our strokes, or our stroke. And then we are going to add another modifier which helps us to attach them to our ring. So we are going to come to deform, and we are going to select curve. Now, this is the modifier they have created. So here they are saying the curve object, the one which the ones which these strokes will attach themselves. So we click here, and they will bring for us options. We need them to attach themselves to the ring. So we select ring, and you can see here they have attached themselves to the ring, the form axis, x-axis. So now what we're going to do now is we are going to move them along the x and y axis so that they can expand and fit on our cover. So what we're going to do is we are going to click, of course, when the strokes are selected, we click letter G on the keyboard and Shift Z. So we are moving them along the XY axis. Hope you understand what I'm doing. G, Shift Z. Yep. All these things are in my first videos if you do not understand them. So we are moving them along the XY axis to positions we want them to be. Yep. So as you can see, we have put them around our cover. You see how nice and good looking they look. As you can see in our image here, it is coming out. My people, we are making it. So right now that we have put our strokes, let's head for another thing. Now this part here we are done. So we are heading to the part on top here. So remember, so if I am to zoom in this part here, if I am go to edit mode, if I am to go to we are selecting our circle. If I go to edit mode and I select, let's say, this part here, as you can see, which I've selected here, should be also be on top here. So how are we going to do it? We are going to select our circle, then we select one of the edges, letter Q, and the edge loops, and you select the top part, and we are going to use extrude tool E along the Z axis, and we move along there. I think that's enough. So now we have to create this thing on top. How are we going to do it? So first we are going to also use extrusion. Remember, when we are using bevel, so it's like this. We don't want sharp edges on our cover. So we always make some space which helps us to do bevel and to create that smooth surface. So that's like a small thing we always create. How do we create it? E extrusion along the Z axis. That's enough for making of the bevel or the round part, the round edges. Then we click, then we scale it a bit inside. So this one will scale it a bit inside. Yep. So this one will help us to create our round edges. So now after that we again extrude along the Z axis. Then after that we scale along the XY axis by clicking S, then Shift Z. You're eliminating Z axis, you only want the XY axis. So I think that one can be enough. That one is enough. Then again we have to extrude along the Z axis by creating that section which helps us to do to have round shapes or to do bevel. We are going to extrude along the Z axis, around there. Then we are going to scale it a little bit, coming our way this side. Understand? Then we are going to also do extrude along the Z axis. Extrude along the Z axis. We do it like that. I think that's enough. I think that's enough. And then we are going to extrude along the Z axis, create that section which helps us to do round edges. That's enough. Then we scale it a little bit inside, and then extrude along the Z axis. Then we scale it along the XY axis. So we are bringing it back, as you can see. Yep, I think that's enough. Then after this, we are going to extrude it along the Z axis. Then we are going to scale it a little bit inside. Then we're going to extrude it along the Z axis again. Let's see it from the left side. let's see it from the left side, extrude along the z-axis. We are pushing it up, and that's where we need it there. That's enough. Then we are going to extrude it again along the z-axis for doing the round edges. Then we are going to scale it a little bit inside, yeah, around there. Then we extrude it along the z-axis. Then we are going to scale it along the xy axis. We need that shape there, you see. Yeah, we need that shape there. Then here we can still extrude it along the z-axis, making that shape for creating round edges. Scale it along the xy axis. Then we are going to extrude it along the z-axis. Then we scale it inside like this. So let's put it there. Let's leave the space for the straw. So there's the way they also continue and do this one as if it's torn, because if you put a straw inside our bottle here, it will get torn. So that one I'm still running. I'll be sharing it with you, but for now let's leave it as a perfect circle and leave the space for our straw. So as you can see that our cover is coming out. If we go back to our object mode, we can see that it's really coming out. So now the next thing we have to do is, of course, you have to save. Make sure you save, because I hadn't saved. Make sure you save. Command S on the MacBook. So now we are going to make smooth surfaces, because we don't want these sharp edges, because they don't make it realistic. So what we are going to do is we are going to make round shapes, round edges. But now I already see sharp edges on cars and they look nice, but okay, for learning purposes. So we go back to edit mode. We are going to select edges, number 2 on our keyboard. Select this edge, and then Q, edge loops. And then we are going to use the bevel one, and we are going to move it like this, around there. Depends on you. Please don't move it very far. It also confuses me. So now we create more edges, as you can see. If we go back to our object mode, you see that we have created a smooth one. So you can make smooth edges. We can also still come and move on this one here. Let's go back to edit mode. We come here. We can select this edge. We select also this edge, Q, edge loops, and we use the bevel option, and we can do like this and put more edges. I call them edges. And we also can select this one, then also select this one, Q on our keyboard, edge loops. Then we do this the bevel way. Then we have created that smooth surface. Let's do this one for the last part. Also this one, Q, select the edge loops, and let's first save. Let's do our bevel way. Then also here we can also do here, then do this. Let's save, and we Q, and we make our bevel. Make sure they don't overlap, because we don't want to. I know there are overlaps, but for now let's first leave it that way. Then also this one at the bottom, if you want to create it, because also it's not that sharp, you select that edge, go to letter Q, edge loops, and we create another one, extrude along the z-axis there, and then we push it inside by using scale along the scale. Then we push it inside there. If you want to see it more, we go into X-ray mode. Option Z on the keyboard, or alternate Z on the Windows. This one is Mac, Option Z, and it helps us go into X-ray mode, and we can see how we have created our scale, this part that goes inside here. So let's go back, and what we're going to do, we can select this one here and Q edge loops, and we bring our bevel option, and we can add more. You see, like this, yeah, like that, and we add, and you can see that if we go back to our object mode, it's a little bit round at the bottom, and it's according to you. So the remaining part here is just creating the straw and also learning how to create this center part here, which I'm also learning. I'll be showing you very, very soon. So I think we have exhausted everything for this part here. You can even make it more smoother according to how you want. You can even come back to this tab here and select this edge here, and also select this edge here. Use the bevel button here, and you expand here, and you create more edges. And when you go back to the tab, you can see this one is kind of smoother than these ones, which are sharp. So it depends on your time and also your project. Yep. So that's where it is. That's where we are right now. Hope you have understood a lot. Hope you have showed you enough. Thanks for watching. I know this video has been long, and I know that it has been long for your concentration, but if you want to learn, you focus, my friends. So thanks for watching. We remain Bazen Graphics. See you in the next video.